Welcome, welcome, wherever part of the world you are watching from. This is The Atmosphere for Healing, a special program that brings alive the healing ministration of our man of God, the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel. And of course, I'm really excited this time to have with me in studio at this moment a special guest that are going through a medical situation called bimalleola. A kind of situation in layman terms when she had a broken ankle, completely broken to pieces, and she had to be using a kind of bolt and screws and plates, all inserted in her leg. Now, this person is with me in studio, and she will definitely give us the details of what happened, how it happened, but all that she went through until she met the man of God, the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel, when her life was completely transformed by the healing power that is resident in the man of God. So help me to welcome this time in studio, Sister Michelle. Sister Michelle, welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. We are honored to have you here because a lot of things have happened to you. But before going to that aspect, we just want to know, how did you really come across the man of God, the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel? How did you get connected to him?
Okay, so I got connected to him through Elder Mark, which you know.
Yeah, that's Elder Mark, part of Spirit Embassy, the Good News Word, and he's in London, London Spirit Embassy.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
And Pastor Ricky, he was doing a video called Nana.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long ago. I know it was quite a while ago now.
That's right.
That's where I first connected with Spirit Embassy and got to know about Spirit Embassy.
That's good. That's good. Perfect. That's a good start. But at that time, I believe even contacting or being in connection with people who are part and parcel of Spirit Embassy, the Good News Word, of which the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel is our founder and father, you were having a lot of problems, a lot of difficulties when it comes to your health. Yes, so I want to share, from yourself, what was happening in your life and how really it impacted you.
Well, before I came to Spirit Embassy, before even that day, before the video, I was in a lot of pain and I was having psychological problems because of me having to think how to walk. So I wasn't able to walk. My right ankle, of course, it was smashed to pieces.
So you couldn't walk. Your right ankle smashed to pieces. Now, but what really happened? Was it accident or what really happened before your right ankle was smashed to pieces?
So in the time when we had the blizzard,
that's right,
in March,
heavy snowfall.
Yes.
Yeah.
I fell into
and that was March in what year?
March because I
think that was in like 2018.
Yeah, it was in 2018. Yes, 2018.
Yeah, I can remember. And that happened in the UK, almost all over the United Kingdom.
Yes.
That was happening. So tell us what happened at that time.
So what happened is I went to an area where it was dark.
Right.
And I had boots on. And the boots didn't have no grips underneath them anymore. And I didn't check. So with black ice, it's black.
That's right.
And it's slippery and you can't see it.
Very dangerous.
So I went to an area where it was like a block of flats, the back of block of flats.
That's right.
To go through to like an alleyway bit.
Yeah.
And I slipped on the ice. Yeah. And I fell onto my right side and smashed this ankle into pieces, like glass.
Like glass? Your right ankle?
Yeah, like glass.
Wow.
So after that, I called my son.
Yeah.
My son came to get me.
That's right.
And we went straight to the hospital.
That's it. And at the hospital, what did the doctors say, or what treatment did they really give you?
They just said to me that, they would have to do surgery. And they're not sure if they could do surgery there and then. So they had a surgeon on hand.
Right.
But then when the operation was meant to be, which was that day, on that day, the 1st of March, I was meant to have the operation.
That's right.
But instead I had the operation on the 2nd because the surgeon that was meant to operate on me, he was no longer in the country. So they called for another surgeon. and the best surgeon, and the best surgeon said yes, he would do surgery on my ankle.
Now the best surgeon. Now let's just say the operation. I believe it happened. It did the surgery, but what specifically it changed? Because you were normal before the accident, before the fall. Now you have surgery at the hospital. So what really changed in your body, in your movement? What your leg was kind of like? Was there any pains? Was there any struggle? Or what did it really do to your leg?
So my mobility changed. So I wasn't able to get around the same way I used to get around.
Wow.
When it was cold, what would happen is my ankle would freeze up.
Why?
And it'd be severely painful.
Why your ankle freezes up?
Because I had a metal plate put in after surgery and a screw to hold my foot together. So the only way you could hold,
of the bones and everything.
Yeah, because it was shattered like glass. So imagine a glass breaking and it's smashing. It shatters, doesn't
Completely.
it? That's how the ankle was.
Wow. So you left the hospital with that metal plate inserted in your right ankle, at the same time with screws, just to hold together your leg and the ankle, so that somehow they would just maintain the certain movement.
Yeah.
And for how long did this happen in terms of this thing, this treatment that you were going through? How long did it really take you?
So I had my ankle, I had it up for 12 months.
12 months. That is significant, because most people that go through these kinds of things, that have the fall and they have the fractured leg or fractured ankle, sometimes it takes only 3 months or 4 months, maximum 6 months. So if you are going up to 12 months, that is the maximum. Beyond that, it could be kind of advice for amputation of your leg.
Yeah, because they didn't know if the operation was going to be successful, but it was, but they didn't know what was going to happen to me after. They said psychological, it can affect me. And I was suppressing a lot of things as well.
Wow.
Because you have to tell your mind you're walking.
Yeah.
You have to tell your mind that you're going to move. Because, and imagine, I'm having to use my mind all the time. I'm having to literally vision myself walking, or I can't walk. I start limping.
Wow.
And it was so painful, because as soon as the cold hits it, when metal gets cold, it freezes it.
That's right.
So imagine the metal
winter,
in the
it was just a difficult time for you.
I just didn't go nowhere, and I'd wear socks, I'd wear trousers, I'd wear tights underneath the trousers. I would have to keep it covered. Wow.
So it was a situation, I believe, it's so restricted in that situation. It impacted a lot of things. So your social life was like non-existent.
I didn't really have a social life. I stayed at home. Because when I had the leg laid up for 12 months, I was just home. My mum and my son would look after me. I couldn't go down the stairs. I couldn't do anything. So even when it was time for me to go out for therapy,
that's right,
it would be difficult for me to get to the hospital, because I had therapy after that for a year. They said no one's ever had therapy that long.
It was just too long for you.
Yeah, it was too long.
Sister Michelle, you were going through all the situation, the pains, the grief, the turmoil in the head, the psychological impact to your life, the non-existent social life. At what point you really, decided to say, well, I have to seek a solution out there. I have to go and look for the man of God, the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel, to make sure that when I get to him, I will get my healing. At what point you decided all these things?
So when I was in Spirit Embassy, I was in the solution ground. So when I had the encounter with Prophet Uebert Angel,
that's right,
it was from the teachings. The teachings were so in depth that it was just building my faith, building my faith. So by the time the miracle happened, it wasn't a shock to me, because the word had already...
You're talking about a miracle happening, because it's very essential for someone listening out there to know. Because all these things that we have been talking, all that you really went through from the moment of the accident for almost 4 years, as you said, from 2018. Now we got to 2022.
Yes.
And then you got to know about Spirit Embassy, the men of God. You were going to church, but at that point, you were not just automatically you from day one, but your faith was built to a certain level by the word given by the prophet of God. As he builds your faith to understand that the word works. That's why we say in Spirit Embassy, it's a shadow, the word works. And so now, that moment you are talking about, you say, at the time you got your healing. So tell us a little bit what happened, that particular service.
In that particular service, it was supernatural.
Supernatural?
Yes, it was supernatural. When Prophet came towards my leg, my actual ankle, it was like he had put his hand in my...
Just hold on, because what you are explaining now, as you said, supernatural. So it was beyond this world. And I want the viewer out there to really look at it, because we have an actual clip of what transpired in a live service when you receive your miracle, when you receive your healing. So I want somebody out there to just make sure that you continue watching, because we are about to show you that clip where Sister Michelle was at the service and the Esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel went around, and indeed she had an encounter with the prophet of God. So watch the clip and then we continue.
But then Jesus came. But then Jesus came. But then Jesus came. And he made that man's blindness flee. When Jesus comes, all of Satan's power is broken. When Jesus comes, he will wipe your tears away. He'll take your gloom and fill your life with gladness. All things have changed when Jesus comes to stay. When Jesus comes, all of Satan's power is broken. Hey, when Jesus comes, he will wipe your tears away.
Listen, come here. What happened to your leg?
I had a plate and a screw in my...
They put a plate in a screw.
It's gone.
Huh? It's what?
It's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And this is a medical doctor.
She's saying she had an accident for 3 years and they put screws in a metal plate to hold everything together.
And she couldn't do this like this. But just imagine a doctor is saying this is ridiculous. We serve a ridiculous God.
That's breathtaking. Myself, I was watching that clip, that particular clip, as the man of God went in that area. He carries an environment.
Yes.
So that encounter was just, as you said, supernatural. So get us through that particular moment, because we could see you in the clip, like, fire going through your bones or shivering. Something was happening. Tell us exactly what was happening at that moment.
It was... as I said, it was supernatural. It was out of this world.
That's right.
It was like he'd put his hand into my ankle and he was manipulating the structures in my ankle, like the bones, the tissue. He was restructuring the foot to how it was before the accident. I can't explain it.
Wow.
So everything was lining up in my foot, in my ankle.
That is beyond worries, because, it's a superior being,
Yes.
a superior spirit,
Yes.
because
Superior.
that which was happening in the physical, we could see nothing. All we could see was you trembling, or you shivering, or fire burning, and there's some reaction. But from what you were explaining, something spiritual. It's kind of spiritual surgery, that was happening to you.
Because it wasn't just here that it affected here as well.
Wow.
So there was healing coming from here as well. I'm not sure how, but it was. So it was like that was connected to this.
So your leg, the healing of your leg at that particular moment when you said the prophet of God, like his hands going through your leg.
Into my ankle. So remember, here is where the surgery was. So
Yes.
it was like he'd gone in and he was just
Wow. That is extraordinary, amazing. You know, it's unexplainable, because this is something you were really experiencing as you encountered the man of God, the prophet to this last dispensation, no other than the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel.
Yes.
And he was performing spiritual surgery on your ankle, realigning everything. The screws were there, the metal plate was there, but something was happening to your own leg, because we could really see you
and there was
doing
fire,
that.
Fire. Yes.
Fire.
Yes.
Like fire shut up in your bone.
Yes.
Fire being injected by the prophet of God.
Yes.
I mean, it's so much, extraordinary. Because to the naked eye, we cannot perceive it.
Yes.
But you who were experiencing it at that moment, you knew that though he was standing by the side, but there was a physical, spiritual touch that was happening to you.
Yeah.
And it didn't only affect your leg, but also your psychological, thinking. Because you really had that problem of that metal, thinking, maybe you have to think twice before I do anything. But it was being realigned.
When the miracle happened, it's like everything in my whole structure was aligned again.
Amen.
So it's even after that time, I was able to think straight.
Amen.
And I was just at peace again.
Hallelujah.
That peace.
So when that particular moment, because after what we saw you also in the clip, you were running, the to and fro. The eyes were like, all eyes were focused on you. Can you really jump? Let us see what's happening. Amen. Sister Michelle. Hallelujah. That's okay. That's okay. We are still for the clip. We just want to make sure that your healing is maintained.
Yes, it's maintained.
Because the prophet of God had done it.
Yes.
The healing power, the potency of the healing power, is that what we witness. And now you are speaking to let us know that which was transpiring. Because we could only see physically, but in the spiritual, the man of God, as he said, when he enters the civilization of the immortals, things begin to happen. And he begin to realign and conduct a surgery, open surgery, in live service. And now here you are, completely healed.
And even manipulating the bolts, the plate that was in the bolts and the screws, everything was just moving, and it's something that you will never forget.
How will you forget? From that very moment till now. Now you can run, you can jump.
Yes.
And what are some of the things that really changed in your life that you can say, now I know?
Well, I run the next day, I run for a bus.
Amen.
And it was like getting candy.
You couldn't do it before. But after the encounter with the man of God, after the encounter with the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel, now you can run, you can jump. Everything that was just impossible for you to do before, now is like the normal thing.
After that encounter with Prophet Uebert Angel, my life will never be the same again.
Hallelujah.
Never, ever again.
Hallelujah.
And it's every time I see him, there's just joy.
Glory to God.
I just thank God that he answered the call.
We see in your face the joy, the expression of joy, the laughter. Because I believe for 4 years you went through a real traumatic situation.
My mind.
Here you are today.
Yeah, my mind. My mind wasn't right.
Because you encounter the man of God. He carries an atmosphere. And wherever he is, something, transpire that cannot be explained because it's out of this world. So we lack the words to explain it.
Yeah.
But he carries the potency, the healing power of God. And that which we have seen with our own eyes, we are witness. It's a testament to the power that is actually resident in the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel.
And not only that, you could see, I could just feel compassion from him. When that was happening, I could just feel the love and the compassion. That connection, it was, and I know that with the teachings, it really prepared me.
Amen.
The teachings really prepared me.
When you speak of compassion, the man of God, the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel, he calls it splachna. It's that form of compassion where your intestine have been twisted to feel the pains of the other and do something about it. And that's exactly what we have seen. That's what we have witnessed.
Yes.
That he has to go to you and say, this is your day. This is your time. Look, listen, somebody. I'm just so overwhelmed because speaking with Sister Michelle, you could be someone sitting there watching this program, this atmosphere for healing, and you say, what time will it be my time? What time will I receive the healing? Or I can say to you, The moment you get connected to the prophet of God, the prophet to this last dispensation, that very moment, you become partaker of his grace. And once that is done, obviously, your healing shall surely happen. Believe, get connected, make sure that you stay focused. As the men of God continue to give the word, as the men of God continue to decree and declare the healing, receive it for yourself. Because things of the Spirit, our men of God always says, they are not just received ordinarily, they are gone after and grabbed. You have to catch it. They are caught. So make sure that you are doing it constantly. It's important for us to understand that.
Yes.
That now we can see you so joyful, so happy, so exuberant. So I want you to look in that camera, Sister Michelle.
Yes.
There's someone watching us out there might be going through similar problem, maybe fractured leg, fractured arm, whatever the situation is, going through painful situation in their body. Can you speak to that person?
I'd like to say to you, if you are going through anything to do, like with a bolt or screw, or maybe one of them cage things on your legs, just stay connected to Prophet Uebert Angel. Come to the solution ground. And if you can't come to the solution ground, go online and watch him online. Be connected to the grace and the unction is so important. My life will never be the same because of Prophet Uebert Angel, and your life will never be the same again if you connect.
Powerful. What you said, Sister Michelle, is very, very important. It's important to someone listening out there to get connected, whatever means and channel that is out there. Yes. Because the men of God, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Instagram, Miracle TV, whatever the channel that is beaming live services or broadcasts from the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel, just get connected and you will receive a healing, because it's definite. The word of the prophet will never fall to the ground. We are seeing that you are a living testimony. So we see the joy, and we experience whatever that we have seen, even from the clip. All things that you couldn't do before meeting the prophet of God. Immediately when you encounter his environment, things change.
Yes.
It's shifted completely, and now we can see that you can do those things and even beyond. So I want you, for the second time, to just please look in that camera.
Yes.
Whatever you have to say to the man of God, the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel, please say it.
I just want to thank you, Prophet Uebert Angel, for giving me this privilege to be on here, to be able to tell my testimony, to be able to share it with others. I thank you for answering the call on your life. I just thank you. I just don't even know what to say in words. But it's just an honor. It's such an honor to just be here, to be able to tell this testimony to the world, to be able to share this with everybody and everybody that is going through this same situation.
Amen. That's powerful. That's very powerful, Sister Michelle, because it's a difficult thing that you went through.
Yeah.
Prior to meeting the man of God, prior to encountering the highly esteemed Prophet Uebert Angel, he carries an environment. The encounter is not ordinary, and your life has changed. We are seeing it, the before and after, Michelle, and the smiles and everything. So we really say we thank the man of God for powerfully ministering the word of God, and at the same time ministering to you that healing power that we saw in display. It was not something that is just ordinary. As you said, it's a superior spirit. We want to take also this opportunity. Our viewer out there, we say again and again, thank you very much. But at the same time, we want you to get connected also to this program wherever you are. We are also on the website, that is www.atmosphereforhealing.com. And when you join us, a lot of programming, you can even rewatch every segment and every episode that are gone out there. We thank you, and we want to thank you in advance for your support. And everyone, until next time, this is Pastor Moses saying thank you, and thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye for now.
Receive your healing at the Healing Institute with Prophet Uebert Angel. Register for free at www.healinginstitute.org. God's Medicine, authored by Prophet Uebert Angel. In this book, learn how to receive divine healing and, equally important, how to keep it. Immerse yourself in this teaching by Prophet Angel, a man who has a very potent healing ministration that is seeing multitudes receive their healing from all manner of ailments around the world. Order your copy from www.ubertangel.org or from Amazon Kindle.